Hey there, everybody. See, this is Wednesday. We're just coming off of the message, What's His is Yours, which is really the second message in the Friends of God series. I haven't done one of these homework videos in a while. So, as they say, I thought I'd pop on here and do one real quick. I was actually just going over my notes for our men's event tonight and finishing that up, which I'm excited about. Hopefully, you make it out for that. But your homework was read through John chapters 14 through 17 and notice all of the different points that Jesus makes about the Holy Spirit. And, the whole idea is that Jesus is telling us when the Holy Spirit comes, He won't leave us as orphans, He'll make His home with us, that He and the Father will come and live in us. He'll put His Spirit in us. And the thing that really stands out to me a lot, and I think I made the point in the message, was that the Holy Spirit is de- taking what it belongs to Jesus and declaring it to you. And then we read the Corinthians passage also too that says that God has given you the Spirit, His Spirit, so that you would know the things that He has freely given you. So the Holy Spirit's going to speak to you, and He's going to remind you that what is Jesus's is yours. And of course, we went through the couple of points of, what Jesus paid for on the cross is yours. If Jesus paid for it in the atonement, it's yours now. And then the authority that Jesus has really is what He is and what He has. Or let me say it this way, the things that Jesus has authority over is what belongs to Him. And so the Holy Spirit will declare to you and make known to you what Jesus has authority over. I love that. The Holy Spirit is constantly reminding you what Jesus has authority over. And it makes me think about spiritual warfare and renewing our mind. We are to bring every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. That's the same thing. So the Holy Spirit is reminding us what Jesus has authority over, and we're joint heirs with Him. And then we are to renew our minds and bring every thought captive to what Christ was obedient to and gained authority over, we can say. He learned patience through obedience. And He was obedient to the death of the cross. He was obedient to the Father. He carried out the Father's will. And in doing so, God raised Him from the dead and set Him at His right hand, gave Him a name above all names, put all things under His feet, and He is ruling and reigning until even the last enemy, death, is put under His feet. Man, that's a whole mini sermon right there. But that's what the Holy Spirit is doing. He's declaring to you what Jesus has authority over. Now, what does that mean for you in your personal life? What does He have authority over that affects you if you're a joint heir with Him? And tonight in our men's event, I'm just talking about what is man. What is man that God is mindful and He's crowned us with glory and honor and set us over the works of His hands and given us dominion. And we're just going to go through and have a discussion about that. But for your homework, here's another point, and I'm probably going to talk about that at this point this weekend if we don't get iced out. By the way, if it's dangerous to get out on the roads, we obviously won't have church. But well, we won't gather. Let's say we could jump online and I'll do a live feed or something like that, and we'll still have church. But I want to talk about love. This is something else that you'll notice in John 14, 15, 16, 17, because He says, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. And then John reminds us that the commandments are love God, love people, love one another as I've loved you, Jesus says. Notice when you're reading through those chapters how much loving one another is mentioned in conjunction with the keeping of the commandments as connected to hearing God speak to you, or the Holy Spirit guiding you, teaching you, reminding you of things that Jesus said. And I'll give you a snippet of the upcoming message. It's going to be, if you want to hear God clearly, walk in love. So I'll just say that, and then we'll unpack that and see what that looks like. Probably go through First John as well. I've been in First John this week, and there's some great nuggets in there. I'm excited to talk about that more. So as you're reading through John 14, 15, 16, 17, and it might be something different than what I mentioned in the message or what I'm saying here, but I'd love to hear your insights as you do your homework this week. And so come back to this video and leave your comments underneath this video.